Welcome to my channel for a new recipe. Today I am making a traditional French king cake filled with almond cream and custard. I am also making my own 10 minutes puff pastry, and I will give you all the tips to have the perfect puff pastry and the perfect cake. So stay tuned for the recipe. If you're new to my channel, press on the subscribe button. It's absolutely free. Click on the like and share my videos with your family and friends. You will find the list of all the ingredients you need for this recipe in the description box. For the puff pastry, you will need 250 grams of strong white flour, 200 grams of butter, 5 grams of salt, and 120 ml of cold water. To have a fluffy puff pastry, all your ingredients must be very cold. Put the water for 10 minutes in the fridge and put the flour and the butter in the freezer for 5 minutes. Use a mixer, but if you don't have one, you can make the dough by hand by working very quickly so you don't overheat the butter and it overflows from the dough during the folding process. And if you don't want to make your own pastry, you can just buy one. I would recommend the one from Sainsbury's, which is 100% butter. Add the flour, add the salt, add the butter, and mix for 1 to 2 minutes before adding the cold water. Then add the water in 3 stages and do not overmix it. When the dough forms, stop the mixer. Remove the dough from the mixer and form a ball very quickly so you do not reheat the dough. There will still be some pieces of butter, and that's fine. And start rolling out the dough straight away. Flour well the work surface, the dough and the rolling pin so the dough does not stick. Start to roll out the dough in a rectangle, taking care to have straight sides. Fold the ends toward the center and turn the dough a quarter turn. And as you can see, the pieces of butter are clearly visible. Start folding again, flour the dough and the worktop as well. I use the rolling pin to have straight sides, and I roll my dough into a rectangle. And repeat the same process. After the 4th folding, the dough starts to be smooth and the pieces of butter start to disappear. And on the last folding, my dough is very smooth and all the pieces of butter have disappeared. And here we have a perfect puff pastry in less than 10 minutes. Then put the dough in a plastic and put it in the fridge while we prepare the custard and the almond cream. For the custard, you will need 10 grams of butter, 25 grams of custard sugar, 15 grams of cornflour, 5 grams of flour, 2 egg yolks, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, the zest of half an orange, it's optional, and 150 ml of milk. Boil the milk, then in a bowl add the egg yolks, add the sugar and whisk well. Grate the orange and stir well. Add the cornstarch and stir well. Add the flour and stir, the vanilla and stir, and add the hot milk little by little and stir the mixture very well. Put the mixture back in the pan over medium heat, then stir continuously until the cream thickens. Pour it into a large bowl and add the butter. Stir well until the butter is completely melted. Cover it with a cling film so that the cream doesn't form a crust. For the almond cream, you will need 2 eggs, 100 grams of custard sugar, 125 grams of almond powder, 100 grams of soft butter, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. In a bowl, add the eggs, add the sugar, the almond powder, the butter, and the vanilla extract. Mix well all the ingredients. Then add the custard and mix well. Cover and set aside. Preheat the oven at 180 degrees. Then butter and flour a baking tray. Flour the worktop. Place the dough and flour. And divide the dough in two. Start rolling the dough in the shape of a circle, the size you want. I've used a plate to have 2 circles of the same size. Remove the excess dough. Sprinkle the worktop again and do the same with the other dough. Fold the dough in 4 so you can easily place it in the baking tray. Brush the edges of the dough with some water. Then add the cream mixture in the center, leaving 3 centimeters on the edge of the dough. Don't go all the way to the edge with the cream, as during the cooking the cream will overflow and your puff pastry will not form. And cover with the second dough. Then press well on the edge to properly stick it and expel the air. Remove the excess dough or decorate the edge if you prefer. Use a thin blade or a tip of a knife to decorate your dough as desired. For the glazing, you will need 1 egg yolk, a bit of milk and a few drops of vinegar. Mix well and start brushing the dough, starting from the center and going toward the ends. Avoid putting it on the edge, which will prevent the puff pastry from developing. And put it in the fridge for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, brush it again with the egg mixture. Bake at 180 degrees for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, remove from the oven and brush it with honey to have a nice golden brown cake. Then bake it again for 10 minutes or until the cake is golden brown. Et voila, our cake is ready and is just divine. The puff pastry is so flaky and is very crispy, and the cream has a very delicious orange taste. Now it's your turn to try. Don't forget to leave me a comment, it's always nice, or send me a message with a picture of your cake on my Instagram account, which you will find in the description box. Bon appétit! If you liked the video, like and share with your family and friends, and before you leave, click on the subscribe button if you haven't done it yet, it's completely free. Hit the bell to receive notification and leave me a comment about the video or what you would like me to cook in the next video. Thank you for watching and I will see you next time with a new recipe.